Hey guys, Goth with Joshua here, coming at you today with my review of the movie Cats from Universal Pictures. This is directed by Tom Hooper, screenplay by Tom Hooper and Lee Hall. It is, of course, based on the classic musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber, which I was actually kind of surprised to find out is itself, in turn, based on a collection of poetry by the great T.S. Eliot entitled Old Possum's Books of Practical Cats. Bit of a mouthful, I know. So the cast, it stars Francesca Howard as Victoria, who's kind of the lead and audience ride-along character. Uh, Laurie Davidson plays Mr. Mistopheles. Robbie Fairchild plays Monkestrap, who are kind of the secondary leads that spend kind of the most time with Victoria. And then support from Idris Elba, Rebel Wilson, James Corden, Jason Derulo, Jennifer Hudson, Taylor Swift, Sir Ian McKellan, Dame Judy Dench, and uh, they're all good. But before I continue, I know the question that everybody is probably wanting to know is the look of this movie. The trailer came out and everybody lost their minds. The internet did what the internet does, and people freaked out over, like, oh my god, this is so weird. It gets a little uncanny valley, which I understand that maybe it may be uncomfortable for people to look at, which may deter you from seeing it in a movie theater. That being said, I thought it was fine. Uh, the effect is kind of a weird combination of CG and makeup and costuming, I think. At least that's what it looked like in the film. And I thought overall it was okay. But that's just me. I kind of like weird things. But the set design was great. The cinematography was great. It really did look. It looked like I would expect it to see on, like, a top tier, like absolutely top tier stage production, probably. But, like, with CG characters. Who, again, I thought they were fine for the most part. The only one that really kind of bothered me was Robbie Fairchild, as who plays the character of Monkestrap. His just the way they composited his face onto the cat. Yeah, that was the only one that really didn't work for me. It was a thing. Other than that, everybody else I thought was fine. Uh, Beyond that, okay, the performances were good. Nobody does anything unexpected. Rebel Wilson, James Corden are funny. Jason Derulo, Jennifer Hudson, Taylor Swift, of course, kill their musical numbers. Jason Derulo does a lot of really cool dancing. He does some of the best dancing in the film. Of course, Idris Elba is Idris Elba. He's a presence throughout the film. Ian McKellan and Judy Dench. I mean, they're Ian McKellen and Judy Dench. What do you want me to say? And everybody kind of does what you expect him to do. Most of the big names have, like, one big musical number. Because the whole point of the movie is they have to sing this song to talk about themselves and tell why they deserve to be chosen, because the plot is that these cats are coming together on this one night a year where the character of Old Deuteronomy, who's played by Judy Dench, is going to show up and choose one of them to ascend to the Heaviside layer, which is kind of a heaven nirvana allegory. And from there, they're going to be reborn as the cat that they wished they could have been in this life. I think it was a little hard to follow exactly what they expect to happen then. But so Victoria shows up at the beginning of the movie. She's new to this world because she's just been abandoned by her humans, which I'm a cat person in particular, but I'm an animal person in general. If you have pets, please take care of them. Spay, neuter, vaccinations, go to the vet, and please, 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 if for whatever reason you can't have a pet anymore, don't just abandon it. Don't just leave it be. Find it a home. Do something with it. Don't just toss it out. That being said, so the character of Victoria is new to this world of the Jellicle cats. She doesn't know anything about the Jellicle ball or the Jellicle choice or any of that. So, and she doesn't know any of the other cats. So when she shows up at the beginning of the movie, we're kind of lost with her. And as she learns, we learn. It's a really cool kind of way to go about telling the story and presenting the story. And, meeting the characters as they sing about themselves or as other characters sing about them. They did a surprisingly good job of acting like cats too, actually. That was kind of the surprising part. Like, I knew from some of the stuff that I'd read a little bit and some of the stuff that I'd seen that they, they're kind of crawling around and doing this, that, and the other thing. But there's a lot of like little behaviors that are very cat-like as well that they got in there that I thought was really cool. And overall, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was beautifully done. It set out to do something kind of specific and weird and different, and I think they nailed it. I mean, about as much as you can nail Andrew Lloyd Webber, who is he writes weird musicals. So, take it or leave it. I recommend seeing it in a theater. I recommend going with friends. But again, it may not be for you. If it's not for you, that's fine. You don't need to blow up the internet about it. It's a musical, and if you don't know what you're getting with musicals, I mean, I honestly didn't expect to like it, which I think may be part of the factor why I enjoyed it more than I did. I'm not much of a musicals guy. I didn't particularly enjoy Wicked. I thought La La Land was fine, but wasn't really my thing. I still haven't seen Hamilton, and I just never really had an interest to. And like even classical musical movies, like The Sound of Music, Singing in the Rain, stuff like that, I'm just like, okay, they're fine. I understand why they're classics, but they're not my thing. The only musicals I usually go for is I've got a soft spot for the Disney films. But I thought this was good. So take it or leave it. That's me. The music is pretty decent throughout. It's very jazzy, which isn't for everybody. Some of the pieces work better than others. Some of the pieces that I enjoyed more kind of leaned more toward rock and more traditional like forms of popular music rather than some of the kind of weirder ones. But again, I've got my opinion, which is what you're tuning in here for. I overall, good movie, enjoyable experience, and worth checking out, if for no other reason than morbid curiosity. But again, if the visuals are really an issue, it may not be something to see in theaters. It may legitimately make you uncomfortable. I could understand that. But if you went and saw it, let me know in the comments below what you thought. Keep it civil, keep it polite, and keep it black, but not too black.